Yeah, this one works.
Beginning of the game. Alright. Go ahead and pull the top piece, please. The neutral. Take 2.
You get everything set up. Still trying to get the same fit.
Welcome back, everyone. We have round 2. I need to update that. Force of Will. Do you know what decks these guys are playing?
Yeah, we pretty much have an Abdul control list, and then Shaughnessy is playing. They call it Salt deck, but it's actually a combo list that runs Genesis creation to bring back the Yamato as a super rare dragon. Attacks 8 times with 3/4.
Oh.
And you pump it and basically OTK him. So.
Should I just put Salt?
You can just put Salt, man.
And what was the other one?
It's Abdul. He's playing probably an Abdul control.
How do you spell that?
ABDUL.
D-U, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So basically what Shaughnessy's doing is the way his deck works, he's setting up his graveyard, right? He's playing 40 Thieves. 40 Thieves allows him to draw some cards and pitch them. It's a pretty good matchup for him.
Okay.
And I don't know what Dylan's running, but
Take 2 for darkness.
yeah.
This.
Did he just take the life?
Yes. Okay. So he's tapping. If you see underneath his hand, he's got a magic stone that allows him to pay life to produce any will.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
so
much?
It's like City of Brass, 200.
Okay.
Yeah. So he plays Club Soldier. Club Soldier, when it comes into play, you mill the top 5 cards. It's just a way to, feed his graveyard. So he's basically searching for his dragon and his Refarth. He already has Refarth in there from the 40 Thieves, so he's basically digging for combo pieces. And Abdul is Dylan's basically at this point he's had to hide behind his Zeeks for appropriate time to Zeeks his opponent, so he can shuffle his graveyard back into his library.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So what Shaughnessy's doing now, he's J-activating Shahrazad. It's an ability all rulers have. You pay a cost, you flip them, and you go. You do the ability. Most of them have inert abilities. Shahrazad basically says when you flip it, you go to search for a card. So he's basically digging that last combo piece he needs to potentially go off here. So. Yeah, Connor's set up pretty. I mean, he has a pretty solid board advantage, especially with the Knight of the New Moon. He's able to tap and draw a card, and then discard a card. So even if he does get Zeeks, he can refill his. He can basically draw and keep pitching, or he can let the Zeeks resolve and then just keep combo pieces in his hand, and then tap the Knight during his draw step, and then untap and then combo off.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a really versatile deck.
So he did another 200, I think.
Well, it also taps for Moonwill, so you'll probably hear him announce that he's taking 200.
Oh, okay. I just saw them.
If he moved his pin, then yeah, he definitely took 200.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the life pad.
Yeah. It looks like he also attacked Dylan twice. 40 Thieves and Club Soldiers, so he's going to lose 800 on that one. So they're each 400 power creatures.
Okay.
Now Dylan's thinking, Dylan's hand's actually 3 cake zones. It counters an actual spell, not a creature, but it actually counters spells. So he's trying to stay open, but okay. So there goes a flame. Flames is basically he's going to deal 800 to something, and targeting Charizard, of course. It can't be chased, which means you can't respond to it. So
After June 12th, she'll have gone astral.
yeah, Dylan's list basically looks like the exact same Abdul list that was ran at the Saturday event, basically last week. Yeah, it took first, so it's looking very similar. I see a bunch of cake zones. Connor, if you see if you look at his hand, he has on the far right. You see the Law of Silence. He just kind of shuffled it back in or mixed it in.
Realm of Pure Spirits.
Yeah, so there's the Realm. He's starting to set up. Basically, Realm says I guess it eats one of the cake zones. But Realm, it's an addition that stays in play. It's a field spell, and all of your untapped resonators basically can't be the target of spells or abilities. So if he's able to stick a Realm of Pure Spirits and then combo off, his opponent it's really hard to basically to stop Connor from winning at that point. Now he's just going to attack again for another 4. So he took another 8, and he took another 1, so he took 9 there. Yeah, Dylan's holding an Exceed. There's a Zeeks that he needs. Yeah, he Zeeks in his graveyard. So Connor doesn't look like he has the cake zone to counter the Zeke, so it looks like we're shuffling everything back in. This actually buys Dylan a lot of time here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems pretty.
Yeah, so
Like a pretty strong.
yeah, so Dylan has Guardia. The card in his far right. It's an 8/8 dragon. When it comes into play, he has to look at through his Mana Stone deck and put any stone that he wants on top. So, yeah, it's a way of fixing some things. So, I mean, even with all that, he's still facing 900 power on the board. That's swinging in, every turn. So, yeah, so Xyz. He gets a Law of Silence during his draw step, so he can't actually play anything play any normal spells this turn. So, or play any spells this turn. So, yeah, he just simply passes. But he has Guardia, double Zeeks, double Cake Zone. Very reactionary hand. So,
Honey?
Connor Loot here draws a Priest. Ditches a Refarth, which is an addition. Genesis Creation, the main combo piece is Genesis Creation, besides the Dragon. Genesis Creation basically says it costs 4.
Yep.
And what it allows you to do is you put a creature and a field spell from your graveyard into play.
Oh.
And so that's basically how it combos off, so it's really good. And so yeah, he's smashing for another 9.
Another 9.
Yeah. He's definitely got a clock here, so I mean, Dylan's going to have to find an answer to this board.
Yeah, he's got like 2 turns left.
Yeah.
At most.
So he draws a Gretel. The Gretel will probably see play as a chump blocker and probably ramp. Because his hand is just super reactionary. Also, one thing to notice, like Dylan, Abdul's J activation ability to flip him over costs 2 black, 1 colorless and 2 black, and so he's missing that, that precious second black source. It looks like. Does he? Yeah, he doesn't have another. He doesn't have a second black source. So, but if you have Gruz Ballesta, which is the True Stone for the black, you can just pay 1 black and flip him over. But not having a J-activated Abdul kind of hurts because he can't. Abdul, when he's J-activated, he shuts down all inner abilities.
Response? Zeeks?
And there's the Zeeks. There will be no chump blockers here. Oh, there's the second black mana. So
Genesis creation.
there's the Genesis creation.
Starting your farm.
He's tapped out.
Swing
He's
5.
gonna go for game.
Swing 5.
Yep.
Swing 2. Swing 2.
He's attacking for 1900. Yeah, or attacking for 1400 exactly. That's game one. We actually didn't see him combo off. That's actually the Zeke's pretty much stopped it, but I'm very curious what Dylan's going to bring in for the sideboard.
So how does siding go in this game?
So the way siding works is you basically have 0 to 15. You have 15 cards basically,
Yeah.
just like Magic, and whatever you take out, you put in, you just got to replace it. So you can side stones if you want to change color of your deck. You can change rulers as another strategy. Sometimes a certain ruler just has a bad matchup versus another ruler, so you can side him out to bring something in that's more favorable. We're here, Dylan. More than likely, he can bring in Crime and Punishment here. Crime and Punishment, like I said earlier, in round 1 is like whenever it deals damage for 1 red, you can kill it, basically.
Okay, yep.
Now it's, I mean, that's probably a card you can bring in, but I mean, if he has the Realm of Pure Spirits, the thing with the Yamato is he doesn't tap to attack. So he's always protected from spells.
Oh, cool.
If they have a if they have the addition field spell. I didn't see him playing any light mana, so he's not going to side in anything. He doesn't have any Dream of Juliet's or any other form of addition removal or field, basically field addition removal. So it may be rough for him. Also, one thing you notice with Shahrazad, her main ability is when you shuffle up to begin the game, you present the decks and you cut them and everything. Shahrazad's first, one of her main abilities is you get to look through your stone deck, choose a stone that you want, and you basically start the game with that stone. So
That's cool.
yeah. Do we know what the other players are playing?
I have no clue.
No clue. Is there any way we can pan over or switch over? Okay, awesome. So looks like we have a Dracula player actually versus another. Is it Shahrazad? Yeah. We don't know what the life totals are doing.
No. No way.
I believe we have it's Josh Franklin versus. I don't have the match slip here with me.
Yeah.
But Mephistopheles is a 1500 flying target attacking. He's beastly. Whenever he's targeted by a spell or ability by your opponent controls, they lose 500 life points. So right now he's got a pretty big, monstrous beat stick on the board. So
when you cut straight to it for your opponent, will you be playing first? Yeah.
They're going back.
They're going back. All right, we'll go back. So they're mulliganing. Dylan has a Mephistopheles in hand. Looks like double Gretel. Shaughnessy has the Glinda.
Double Gretel. That sounds just so
Double
funny
Gretel.
to me.
Yeah, I mean, if he can ramp up and be able to sit there and cast multiple counters in a turn, or be able to protect his Zeeks or whatever, he should be able to do pretty good. But I mean, if salt goes off, then that's why they call it salt. So yeah,
It's not named that for no reason.
exactly. And then goes to the moon, the night of the moon. Good old glitter bunny.
Or your draw?
Oh, it's a boy, sadly. His hand's pretty juiced. I mean, it looks like he has Refarth and the dragon in his hand. The Law of Silence. So
I'll try to move the camera, the table, maybe after this to get rid of that glare. It wasn't there last round.
yeah,
So players knock the table
yeah,
in between rounds.
and they get excited. I mean, it's to be expected. So
Yeah, I get excited over Force of Will.
it's definitely fun, man. It's definitely blowing up. We have the World Grand Prix coming in July. As a club soldier, we're gonna be milling some cards. 40 Thieves. Oh, wow. Jeez. Double Rummus Pure Spirits, Yamato, and 40
Is
Thieves.
that a good mill?
Yeah, so basically he got... he has 2 pieces of his protection that he can add, but he also has a dragon. So now he has the main combo piece in the yard. So he's got Refarth in hand. So, I mean, I can see him trying to stick it, but I don't think Dylan's going to be tapping out, or completely tapping out in this early game. Because you simply can't afford to have them stick a Realm of Pure Spirits. Because you just... I'm not going to say you auto-lose, but it's really rough. Dylan does have his second black mana, so... Basically what he's doing is he's trying to ramp up as fast as he can to get to a Mephistopheles. Because Mephistopheles can block the dragon. So.
Oh, yep. It stops his main push.
Yeah, pretty much. He just wants to be able, basically what he wants to do is he wants to get enough mana to where he can just drop a big threat, and then just keep the counter magic back up to keep Connor from basically comboing off on him, and then just hiding behind his counter magic while Mephistopheles just eats away at his life total. So he goes for his 5th. Oh, there's the Gruz Blessed I was talking about. There's a True Stone. So now next turn, so you can't J-activate the same turn that you tap for mana. So next turn he may J-activate Abdul, since he's starting to get a pretty decent critical mass of mana. He's already at 6. There's the 2, 3. Okay, there you go. So we will see Mephistopheles here. Like I said, as you see, he's leaving 2 mana left open. They both produce green, so he still has the green mana for the Zeeks or the Cake Zone or whatever to stop the
Cake Zone.
The Cake Zone, man. It's actually it's you can see the Cake Zone. I think it's all in the far right of his hand, in Dylan's hand. So he has the backup to protect from Genesis Creation. Yeah, this game actually isn't really looking good for Connor right now, so.
Huh?
He's debating. Is that a Law of Silence? Yeah, okay, it's a Law of Silence. So he's going to Law of Silence him during his draw step, so he can't respond to it, so. He can go get a Mana Stone and attack with his Club Soldier if he wants to, but it's probably not going to happen. Next this turn is going to be quickly shipped back, probably.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's missing the Genesis Creation, but this game is basically Dylan's to lose at this point. So, I mean, he's in a very, very strong. So there we go. Like I said, there's the J-activated Abdul. Now none of the enter abilities that Connor creatures that Connor plays, like his Club Soldiers, when they come into play, they mill the mill cards. They won't happen anymore. So he can also twice per turn. He can pay 0 to shut the effect. Target Resonator or Addition loses all abilities until end turn. So now at this point, it's pretty bad. Connor's he's fighting an uphill battle. So. Oh, yeah. Connor took 1,500 by the way from the attacking Mephistopheles.
Recovery. Law of Silence.
So you have Connor here casting Law of Silence during the draw step before recovery. Dylan responds with Cake Zone countering it. Draws a card because he does have Gretel in play.
Gretel lets you draw a card?
Cake Zone says counter target spell, and if you have Gretel in play, you can draw a card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have your regular spells. They have the spell keyword in the bottom, and then you have normal spells, which they're summon spells. Basically, they're your creatures. So yeah, there's Genesis Creation. So Connor baited out the first Cake Zone. And then there's the second Cake Zone.
Yep. Draw discard.
Is there any more damage?
No more damage yet.
Okay.
So Connor's hand looks like it's Glinda, Realm of Pure Spirits, Refarth, Zeeks and Night of the New Moon. So he tried going for it there with the Genesis creation, but like I said, he's got the Mephistopheles, and now he's just sitting behind the counter magic, and yeah, the game should end pretty quickly. Here's an attack for 1500 from Dylan. There's the flame to get rid of. Yep, there we go. I'm going to game 2, or game 3 actually.
Game 3.
Yep.
Alright, so we got to see both decks work how they're supposed to. We'll swap over.
Yeah, swatch over, check it out.
Oh.
I wonder who won this one. Dracula versus Shahrazad is it's a pretty good matchup. Grab his bag. But yeah, Dracula basically what it does is, if he's able to kill something when he's J activated, he can basically steal it.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's a lot of, it's if he's able to J activate and steal some creatures, you can really push. It's just major tempo swings. But with Shahrazad, most Shahrazad controls. So there's 2 different versions of Shahrazad. You have the Salt deck here that's combo based, and then you have the actual. It's more mono green. More people play it. You can splice different colors, but it plays stuff like 1001 Stories, which allows you to go in, basically destroy a Resonator or remove a Resonator from the game, and then you get to search your opponent's deck for all copies of that card, and basically just rip them out of the deck. So it's a good way to just steal win conditions from them, and basically cripple your opponent's deck. So
kind of like Chain Disappearance in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
There's some other cards like that. So what exactly is a Resonator?
a Resonator is a creature.
Okay.
Yeah, any creature they play is basically a Resonator. You have so basically the card types are, you can see Charizard on the bottom of the blue cards. That's a ruler / J ruler. It's you have a ruler side. When you J activate, you flip it over. They have a power and whoops. All of them except Grim and Kaguya, the first version, all have a power and toughness. They can attack, and they have other abilities and all that other stuff. Then you have your mana stones, your creatures, your spells, and then you have your additions, fields, and basically like equipment also. So. Looks like Shaughnessy's. Okay, I definitely agree with taking out at least one of the club soldiers. They wind up being dead later on, or at least 1 or 2 of the club soldiers. They wind up being dead later on, because once Abdul actually J activates, they're just a 400 creature that does nothing. So. Oh, fun hat. Yeah, Connor always
He's got
wears.
that pirate hat.
He does, man.
The ARG pirate hat.
I don't remember what I picked it up from. Pirate Fest, I think, down in Florida.
Yeah, there we go. Pirate Fest.
Oh, yeah.
All day.
They got shows, they sailboats through the bay and have paddle kick.
Are there any pirate decks?
Pirate decks?
Not yet.
Not really yet. We have basically Wizard of Oz. We have, Alice themed. We have the Musketeers. A bunch of all the different fairy tale creatures or IP. It covers a wide range. Basically, the lore of the game is you have Alice, right? Who's basically a ruler / J rulers, and she's traveling through different realms, and she's checking out all these different stories and everything. So that's basically what all the
That's the lore.
yeah, it's basically the lore of the game, or at least that's what they created to go along with it. So. It's like the next block is actually the Alice block. We'll have it's Alice cluster. Basically, it'll be 4 sets, and there'll be some Knights of the Round Table, Lancelot,
That's cool.
a couple of the guys like that. So it's
I like
it's
the
definitely
themes
interesting.
that they use.
Yeah, I mean they definitely touch on a lot of things, and I think that's a lot of players and a lot of people connect. So I mean everybody has their favorite fairy tale story. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why you'll see some people just rocking the Musketeers, just some people playing the. Oh, we're talking about going to Texas.
I have to at least hit Chicago, try and take the drug tests. Huh?
When is that? I didn't know there was a thing yet.
Oh, talking about the
It's
judge
becoming
test.
a
Yeah, we're
thing.
doing a preliminary judge test on Sunday at 8:45. So Dylan's opener is pretty nice. Double kick zone, Elvish Priest, And is that I think it might be a Feast thing. And then a Necronomicon. Basically, Necronomicon is usually ran like a 1 and a 2 of. With Abdul, what it does is allows you to basically play every single card that's in your graveyard over again.
Wow.
And at the end of the turn, you discard it. Yeah, it's really,
You still have
really.
to pay the cost or whatever?
Yeah, you still have to pay the cost
Okay.
and everything. But it's just like you play it as though it's in your hand.
Yep.
Basically, so. Yeah, it's one of those that you definitely don't want to see in your opener.
But late game is just
Late game.
amazing.
It just if you're able to stick a Necronomicon late game, you don't get Zeeks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's and you're sitting at 12, anywhere from like 10 to 15 cards. It's not gonna look good for your opponent. So.
Yeah. I'd say so.
All right, so Connor takes 200 here as we start the game off. He's probably going to play either a Knight of the New Moon or an Elvish Priest. Does he have an Elvish Priest? He shifts it to the back. There he goes. He plays Elvish Priest. Now, Salt can actually win on turn 3. He can follow it up next turn with a 40 Thieves, discard Yamato and Refarth, and then Genesis Creation on turn 3 and just win. I don't know if he's going to try to do that, but we could maybe see. I think Dylan responded with a
glare.
A glare. He responded with a glare. It's probably a priest.
Going for 2 green?
Like I said, Chad, I'll try and fix that after this game.
It looks like he went for 2 green, so he's probably going to lose 400 here. And I think he's going to stories.
Your priest?
Yeah, he stories the priest.
It's your hand.
So now you get to see his hand. Now, getting the information here is amazingly vital for Connor.
Oh, yes.
So
2 cake zones to start with.
you hear him mention the cake zones. Yeah, it's rough. Fighting through 2 cake zones is going to be rough. But at least another thing here is Connor gets to look at. It's actually really good tech. Connor gets to look now and see exactly what Dylan has brought in. He gets to look at his day. It's pretty quick. I mean, you don't get to sit there and like write down everything they have,
Yeah.
but I mean, you get a brief overview, and so now he's seeing how many flames he has.
What's the deck limit on cards? Like
40 is the minimum. Max is whatever you want to play.
per card, like
4. A straight play set's 4.
You're getting to not like stories because you can see bad things coming.
Yeah, so he even mentions it. Yeah, Stories is a really good card, but it does cost 3 green, so I mean it's.
Well, no, seeing his hand right now.
Yeah, it's not good. He knows.
Yours.
He knows the battle he has to face. Those cake zones are not
I
good.
still feel like the priest was a good thing.
Is that a third one, or is that I think it's an Exceed? So that's another. It's another counter spell basically. Zeke's Exceed says counter any target spell.
okay.
So now he's having to fight through
It's a
3 of them.
counter.
It's a counter.
Good name, Red.
So he names Red. The True Stone, or the new stone that just released an NPR, is Little Red's True Stone. As it comes into play, you name a will. You can produce that color will. Then you can also, it has an ability to where you can pump any creature of that color or whatever by 200. So there's another priest. Now that actually that he sees that Dylan has just a bunch of cake zones in hand and of flames, we may actually see Connor try to hard cast the dragon.
Realm of Pure Spirit.
Alright, so he's trying to bait out.
Another
Okay,
bait.
so there's one of them.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I even mentioned it, baiting
Or
it
next
out.
draw.
So there was no damage that turn.
No damage that turn. Yep, straight pass. Draw go. Man, Dylan lets us play draw go for a while here. Especially since he doesn't have Priest to kind of give him the threshold to reach his, be able to drop Grettles or whatever else and get more mana. We may see an end of turn feasting if Connor doesn't do anything. Feasting allows him to basically tap for any will. So it's definitely a possibility. There's the 40 Thieves. We're going to get some filter from Connor. Oh, he draws Genesis Creation. There goes one, so he's holding another one. But now he's gonna decide what the second card's gonna be. It's Cake Zone, Realm of Pure Spirits, and Genesis Creation, I think. And he has to keep the Cake Zone. He doesn't. I mean, there's really nothing in his graveyard for Genesis creation, but yeah, this is Pure Spirits.
Money.
So draw. Looks like you get another 40 Thieves. Yeah, 40 Thieves are like really good late. I mean, they're a body, and so they're definitely going to end up being a. Yeah, they could be a threat, but now that he has such a low hand count, it's just from the way he acted with the first 40 Thieves, he definitely didn't want to pitch any of the cards he had in his hand. So it's yeah, there's the end of turn feasting, or the during draw step feasting here. No, end of turn. Yep. There's the draw. There's the untap.
Was there no damage done?
Nah, no damage. There's the Gretel. We're gonna go up. Oh, okay. So there's the one, the one drawback from playing non-Windstones in your deck. When you're playing Gretels, is sometimes they just miss, and you reveal a non-Windstone like you did there.
What stone is that?
It's the True Stone out of the second set. It's it kind of goes along with Abdul. It allows Dylan to basically just pay 1 darkness to J activate instead of 1 colors and 2 black. Yeah, so Dylan attacked for 500, but he got blocked by 40 Thieves. Connor draws a Crime and Punishment here. Yeah, Connor's just basically going to have to abuse this Night of the New Moon to try to find a threat, try to find a dragon, try to find something before Dylan basically gets to a point to where he just has total control and then drops a massive threat and just stays behind it. Yeah, so he's J activating here. He's gonna go tutor. Yeah, 1001 Stories. I don't know if I'd get 1001 Stories. I mean, he has. I mean, he's just gonna try to bait out the cake zones, but.
Grab it.
So he ditches the cake zone. Alright, we get to see the graveyard. Yep.
Yeah, none of it.
Yep, none of the combo pieces yet. We'll probably see Abdul J activate here. Nope. He wants mana. Can't really see what's in Dylan's hands. Besides the Exceed, Cake Zone. Couple cards I can't make out. Maybe a Wall of Silence, I think. Oh, Zeke's.
Money.
Connor draws a Zeke's of his own. It's just maybe just a long game here.
That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
about
pretty
it.
much. And the longer they go, the longer it goes, the worse for Connor. But
Did he just attack?
yeah, he attacked with his J ruler.
That's how much?
I believe it's 800. There's a Glenda.
Look at the guy in the back of the room, the Master Chief.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they do have an anime expo
Yeah, they have an
next
anime
door.
convention
Yeah,
in the same building.
or Anime Con, yeah. Or Arch, was it? It's Arch Anime, I think is what the name of it is.
Yeah.
Flamesing the Glinda. He doesn't want Connor to be able to sack the Glinda to be able to force Dylan to pay 2 more colorless for his any spell he plays. See his second Zeke's drawn by Dylan. Must be Yu-Gi-Oh time.
Yep.
There's a J activate. No, J activate. He just wanted 1 more mana.
Attention, Yu-Gi-Oh players, that is timing your round. Timing your round. Turn player, finish your current turn, and then take 5 additional turns. If you are unfamiliar,
There should be
with
around like 20 minutes left for Force.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
And a math procedure.
I mean, at this point, now that Dylan's J activated, he's got a pretty big beat stick in Abdul. Connor does, I think, still have the Crime and Punishment, but that'll definitely eat a cake zone. But I don't know. We may see a counter a war. There's attempting to cast Refarth. Dylan's debating. Pretty sure you just let him have it, Dylan. And there's the beat stick. There's Mephistopheles. Probably see Mephistopheles here. Yep.
Respond with Victorious?
So Connor's trying to 1001 stories. Dylan's Mephistopheles here. So there's already a trigger. So Connor's gonna wind up losing 500 life for just targeting the Mephistopheles.
Is that like a cost or something, or is
No,
it
it's just whenever Mephistopheles is targeted
Okay.
in general by a spell or ability. At the media booth, the table. Alright, so yep, they have the counter war. Now he gets to remove all the Mephistopheles. Did he check his hand? Or at least get to you reveal it. It's gonna be pretty rough for Dylan to win this one after removing all the all the Mephistopheles. It looked like when he was digging through his deck, it doesn't look like he has many threats left. I mean, he has some Feastings. He has a J-activated Abdul. But other than that, I mean, it's... Oh, there's his hand. So we have double Zeke's Guardia. Nope, and it goes back real quick.
Oh, wait. That's the end of your turn.
Yeah,
This-
you cast it as an instant, Connor.
Does Connor still have a chance to win, though?
Yeah, he definitely does now because Connor, not only can he cast the dragon, hard cast it, and then force counters, but then he has Genesis Creation to basically... So Dylan's going to have to, you know, counter the hard casted dragon and the Genesis Creation. And there's a block. Yeah, Connor's basically trying to kill his Abdul by attacking a bunch of things into it. So what Connor's trying to do here is he's trying to bait. Well, he's not trying to bait. He's trying to jam one of the priests into the Abdul ruler, and then crime and punishment the Abdul ruler itself. Because, like I said, when crime and punishments have one red, whenever a J ruler resonator deals damage to another thing, you can basically just kill it.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So there's the crime and punishment, and he's tapped out. So yeah, it's Dylan's running out of answers. No, not a lot of threats. He still has thunders and flames. So I mean,
There's no damage there.
no.
Only to the creature.
Yeah, only to his Abdul. So now it is dead. Stays as a J ruler and just goes back to the ruler zone. And now it's just going to be a mana fodder. So it's going to keep tapping every turn.
Instead, red. Still have him mono. Yep.
So in this game, rulings. How often do like ruling disputes come up?
It depends. With right now the CR is being translated. It wasn't Japanese, so it's being translated. But the thing is our translators were our official translators are from Italy, and so there's some cards that have erratas. The errata list is up. There's different errata lists that are up. There's one that just keeps getting updated. But for all intents and purposes, rulings. I mean, they come up just like in almost any other game. I mean, we've had I think just a couple so far in round one. A lot. It's more not really just card interaction. It's more procedural callings that are coming up. Like, hey, my opponent drew an extra card. Hey, it's kind of stuff like that. For the most part, the game's insanely straightforward.
That's
Especially
how
if you play-
I was
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm not gonna say it's definitely not. It's definitely not. Low variance. I mean, there's definitely variance in the game, but it's not. It's not crazy like something like Vanguard or where it's just you're relying on your drive triggers and
Yep.
stuff like that. So there's a lot of strategy that goes involved. So I mean, don't get me wrong. Some matchups are pretty linear, where they just play out the same way every single turn. But it's nice with decks like Salt or Abdul or there's different lines of play, and it's some decks are a lot about the incremental advantages or disadvantages, and you slowly dig yourself into a hole that you can't get out of. So. I think Connor took 500 here. I think that's a feasting that attacked. I can't see with the glare. I'm pretty sure chat. What is chat saying? Let's see.
I want to know if Jeff's playing.
Yeah, Jeff.
Force
Yeah,
of
Jeff
Will.
is playing.
Yep.
I think. I think he's 2-0 right now. I could be wrong. I haven't checked the. I didn't check the standings. I've been too busy.
I know he won round 1.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
don't know about this round.
Yeah, so there's the Necronomicon, Dylan Drew. So he's gonna be able to get, some of his counters back. But with the priest, well, the priest really not really a threat. But with his Mephistopheles being removed, the best thing about him is if he can stick that Necronomicon now, he's able to basically play his Thunders and then recast his Thunders. So he's gonna have to try to combat Connor from going off and try to stick this Necronomicon so he can try to burn him out. That's about the only thing he has left, I think, or the only chance he has basically left at this point to kind of come back and pull himself out of this hole. Yeah, here you go. He's counting mana. I think Connor's going to try to hard cast this dragon here. So yeah, he's counting. Okay, there we go. He just doesn't want to take a lot of mana. He doesn't want to take a lot of. Okay, there you go. Genesis Creation. Nope, not hard casting the dragon. Oh, what does he have? There's a Zeke's in response. Now, if he wants to, he does have a knight. He can, since Dylan chased the Genesis Creation, the Zeke's, well, I guess, yeah, he shuffled back into the graveyard. So Zeke's resolves, shuffling the graveyard back in. Connor can now, if he wants to, tap the knight, draw a card, discard a card, and the Genesis Creation will resolve. And so he can get something. So he can, if he lets the creation resolve, that is. So he could possibly get that dragon into play. Nope.
So that's like a mana deck, right?
What's up? Yeah, the far left. Yeah, the
is
green sleeves.
there a limit on like each card of those? Like 4?
Yeah.
Also, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it shuffled before the game or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but everything's basically shuffled. Is that Guardia? I don't know if it's a Feasting or a Guardia. If it's a Guardia, he's been taking 800, but if it's a Feasting, it's only been 5. So Thunder, is that it? That might be it. Nope. What is the life total? I'm trying to get Matt. Oh, no. Okay, so he had the burners. It must have been a Guardia he was attacking with. I can't see. Yeah, it's a Guardia.
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
I'll try and fix that in between here.
The 1001 was a great.
So that was. Dylan takes it.
Yeah, Dylan takes it. Yeah.
That's because I had to search.
We'll have round 3 up as soon as that starts. I don't know what we are in time.